Welcome to Mobile Legends!
Has always been honest about. They want to get that M4 title. It's the reason why the Royal Duo came back here in Season 10 just in time for M4. Now let's enter game number 1 between Blacklist and BREN. Black will be playing on blue side and BREN Esports on the red side.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if anything is a hype here, it was that intro video, also the to show M4, right? That gets the blood boiling a little bit more for a lot of these teams out here fighting for that spot, fighting for that qualifying spot. But, you know, jumping into the game, the draft here actually, this is pretty standard what we're seeing, right? We're going to see BREN most likely take out the Valentina, also to make the decision, do we want to play with the Faramis or not? They could possibly ban that out. While Blacklist International is just going to ban out the Fanny. They don't want that to go in the hands of Kyle TZ here, and the next ban going to be the Ling. So these are very targeted bans coming out against Kyle TZ, who once again, as we mentioned yesterday's in the storylines, Kyle TZ idolized Carl TZ.
Yep, and this is on the other spectrum of premier jungles in the history of professional Mobile Legends. Bang Bang. Wise, so another innovator, another pinnacle, another prime example of what jungling might be. If I may, I'd like to step maybe 3 or 4 steps ahead. I'm guessing if it does come up, Cho might be key. Cho might be key for both of these teams. I'm looking at Ogwin maybe picking it up, or maybe Haji if it comes down to it.
Yeah.
The way that these two teams are playing in Season 10, Cho might be key unless it gets banned or they just totally get snubbed when the roamer gets picked up early.
Yeah, in looking at the bans right now for the first rotation, this has been one of the biggest patterns so far for a lot of matches across week number 2. The red side always banning out the Faramis and the Valentina. And do you think this is bothering for a lot of red side players here, considering that's like 2 automatic bans?
It's heavy. I must say it is heavy. And essentially what you're doing is you're just covering your bases and you're playing to get your good 2-trade swing back. That's the strength you have as a red drafter, and then you also have that last pick choice. So with that being said, there's still a lot open for BREN. Big J can end up with a Beatrix. Few can end up with a Julian, maybe Kyle TZ. That's still up there.
Yeah, but with this last ban, BREN Esports, if they don't ban out the Beatrix, you could potentially hand it over to the Filipino snipers, their priority pick. And best believe Blacklist International has 100% confidence on OHEB or KL1 with that Beatrix.
I think if they, I mean, you can be willing to give that up like you guys mentioned. You know, give up the Beatrix here. As you can see, with them banning out the Wanwan, you know that they don't want to have that matchup. That's pretty much the matchup we've seen for the majority of this point, right? Up into week 2, the Wanwan versus the Beatrix here. And this is another expected ban, the Akai. Constantly getting banned out, especially by the red side. So now, again, are we going to see that Beatrix pop up here, lock in the comfort pick for OHEB? That is a highly probable decision here.
Yep, you're going to have to trade for that Julian. So if this is Beatrix, best believe BREN Esports is going to go Julian X, Julian something.
Yeah, because Julian's really strong right now in Season 10. Not just that, during MSC as well, people discovered that you could play him in multiple roles. And here we go, Leo. He's going to lock in the Beatrix for the Filipino sniper.
And Wise, the king of the jungle, is more than happy to oblige. He's like, okay, Kiel, all right, we got you covered. Let's take care of the rest.
Let's see what the response from BREN's going to be here. Like you mentioned, you know, you're kind of expecting them to take the Julian because it's so flexible, it's so adaptable, it fits in so many different compositions for teams, but also what is your second option going to be, right? Because, you want something that activates Kyle TZ in the jungle because, yes, you're going against side by side against Wise here, right? And that's really where it starts because even though Beatrix is there and whatever else is going to be locked in on for BREN for their gold lane, you kind of know at some point you just need to enable them. But again, it starts in the jungle here. So in a few seconds, let's see what they lock in.
They're going to lock in 2 of their power picks. I feel like this is an Eve and a Paquito.
Not what I was expecting.
Again, this is something we saw earlier today. The Eve is the definition of a glass cannon. The fact that you left open the Julian, yes, you have the Paquito, maybe, just maybe, you're forcing the priority on Kyle TZ. this is precarious at best. This is so fragile.
It is very fragile, and you think about it, this Paquito is still a flex pick. You could put him in the XP lane, but then again, you kind of want to secure the power picks during this meta, and Julian, as you said, is still open for Blacklist to take, but they're going to go for the Benedetta instead, and I do feel like this is going to the Season 7 MVP, Edward.
Yeah, and okay, the Diggy comes out too.
You just run out of the real world manipulation.
Oh
That's
man,
it.
and we know how much BREN does not like this hero, right? And so here you go, Diggy across the board. And we've seen a couple different versions of Diggy, but mostly they're scary, right?
It's a lot of scary things when you're playing against a Diggy, but you know what's scary here is BREN Esports securing the anti-Ube hero here in the meta, the Claude.
So something tells me BREN Esports, and this is becoming a trend or a pattern in MPL Philippines, teams are not afraid to draft their side laners in the first phase. It's come to that point. The fact that there's so much of a focus on the Beatrix, on the 1-1, on the Claude, they're not afraid. So we are looking at possibly the mid, the XP, and the gold for both sides.
Yeah, possibly. And also, going back to the Claude pick here, I think this is a great option against the Diggy pick because even if you, let's say you hold on to that real world manipulation, but you're able to pop the time journey use because of the Blazing Duet, that could possibly give you the upper hand. Now the question is too, with this, just the first 3 picks here, Benedetta, like you mentioned, could go in the hands of Edward here, and we've seen actually quite a few performances already with the Benedetta, either sometimes can even be in the jungle, but in the side lane alone, especially in the hands of Edward here, it can do some damage just all around. Even a winning condition in itself to push the lanes if they needed to.
Yeah, and BREN Esports, Blacklist International, second banning phase here. You have the Hayabusa already out. They take away the Baksha as well, Leo. What do you think are these bans for anyway?
Clearly the jungle, they're going to start choking each other out. BREN Esports, Coach Ducky, Coach Pao know that it's a long shot for Wise to play the Benedetta in the jungle. So what they're going to do is they're going to start narrowing these choices, picking their poison. BREN Esports, they can still put the Paquito into Kyle DZ, so they have that covered. That's still the flex that they're playing on. For Blacklist, it's all honesty. Again, it's mastery. They know that whatever you do, we will play the certain way that we do, and we'll get you on the swing back. Still looking for that show. I think it's going to be very important here.
Yeah, and they do really need crowd control here for the side of Blacklist International. At this moment, nothing could stop the Claude.
Yeah, good choice of a last ban here from BREN, right? Because we've seen Wise actually take that Natalia into the jungle, and it worked really well for them. So, I mean, at this point, Blacklist International, their last ban most likely could end up being another ban towards the jungle, but they've already got quite a few across the board here targeted at Kyle TZ. And like we said, we don't exactly know just yet where that Paquito is possibly going. So I feel like at this point, I mean, across the board for both teams, they're in a good first phase, but those last 2 picks, especially for BREN, is really going to define what their strategy is here.
Yeah, lucky for them, they have red side advantage. They can cover up whatever's missing with that last pick after having seen what Blacklist brings in.
Yeah, and it's going to be very important, especially against this M3 World Championship winning lineup. You cannot make mistakes. You cannot just give things to Blacklist International. It's something that you have to cover at all times, and they're gonna secure this Franco possibly. It's not locked in yet, but this Franco could potentially give them the pickoff potential that they need.
Yeah, I think if they do lock this in, the Franco's a good option, but still, I mean, Franco for me is always 50-50 because a lot of times if you're not landing the hooks, then you I mean, yes, you still have the bloody hunt. Yeah, I mean, what is the point? But you still have, okay, they do lock it in, so you still have the bloody hunt, but at the same time, it's still the same thing with Franco. At one point in the game, one hook could change the entire course.
So now we're wondering what Wise gonna bring into the jungle. Still up there. Again, BREN Esports denied the Baksha, the Akai, and just last week, the Natalia. There's still the Barats.
Yes, I was thinking of the same hero right now. The Barats could be a good example here, considering that you want to tank a lot of people, and you kind of want to just walk inside of the real-world manipulation, use your missile expert to cancel it out.
Doesn't care, doesn't care. And then, if ever you see the Paquito, that's a tale as old as time. You just eat him up.
You just eat him.
He tries to knock you out, you try to lick it in and just spit him out, you know? That's the Barat's combo. But he goes for another B. It's Bauman.
Classic.
Pretty close here, right? And also that last pick going to be the Xavier. Ooh. So, solid choice. Again, Bauman or Barrett, either way could actually work, but Bauman's a little bit safer here because, you know, you're going to be running that Demon Slayer emblem. At the same time, you have the lethal counter to get to finish people off, or just go for the objectives. You know, that is going to be a big kind of obstacle for BREN Esports to work around. And not only this, but with that Xavier pick too, we have seen it time and time again in the hands of Haji, especially, and even previous week, where a perfectly timed either Dawning Light or a Mystic Field can turn the tides of those team fights, where we saw them bunch up into the base, defend out of their minds, and turn things around.
They also needed an answer for the Eve. They're losing the range battle with their first 3 picks alone, so they needed to make up for it. BREN Esports answers back with the Dairoth. What's that matchup like in the XP lane? I really haven't seen Benedetta and Dairoth as often anymore.
He's a star.
This is my time. I've always seen this matchup in my solo queue games.
Tell us the tale.
Benedetta versus D-Roth is a non-matchup. You don't really want a 1v1, considering that D-Roth is one of the best duelists in the game, but both of them could actually just sustain the lane. Both of them could cut the lane, then rotate quite quickly because of Spectre Step. You know, Benedetta's unlimited dashes.
Sword Intent.
So it's a skill matchup, but then like how about team fight wise?
Yeah, I mean, team fight wise at this point, you have Electro Final Blow, but the thing is, both of them have access to damage, but you gotta time it right, Leo.
Looking at the way this goes, I'm looking at a mid-game spike for Blacklist, and BREN, if it is what I think it is, a jungle Paquito, I'm hoping it's not a jungle Dairoth, then they'll have to play in the side lanes. They'll have to corner Blacklist. If they are going to play in mid, then you're hoping for Master Ogre to get those monster hooks.
You could feel the energy in MPL Arena. Soak it in. It's M2 World Champions and M3 World Champions clashing tonight. Oh My Venus, the Queen, and Ogwen featured in our first few previews of Heroes here.
Oh man, this is going to be intense here. And like you were wondering, it is that Paquito jungle on Kyle TZ, run with a killing spree here too. So, you know, pace-wise, let's see if they can actually match what Wise wants to bring on this Ballman running the Demon Slayer, as we know a lot of the focus is going to be on these early objectives.
So Ogwen here has more than just the homework of doing vision, of making sure that they have good initiations, pickoffs. He also has to make sure that in the first 5 to 8 minutes, Xavier, Haji, doesn't have a good time. He has to stop the scaling on this mid mage, because Few is going to be part of team fights for sure, but as shown earlier tonight, that is, a Xavier left alone is dangerous.
Yeah, and Big J right here getting poked out by the auto alarm bombs coming in from the Queen, and Ohem as well on that sniper. It's going to be severely hard here for Jome to actually do a lot of things. Look at that damage.
That's what you call confidence, right? Already forcing Jome back to the base here. So this is what we're expecting. We're expecting some babysitting to go around in the gold lane, but at the same time, like you mentioned, Leo, Ogwen's got his work cut out for him, man. I mean, he has to be the plain sole protector here for the majority of the team. And honestly, if you struggle on this Franco, your front line kind of dissipates here.
Yeah, not just. The fact that you have a pretty solid jungler and XP lane frontline peel means whoever Ogwen gets his hands on should just disappear. But it's not happening quite yet. We're close to the first turtle. I'm guessing that's why they're cutting in deep on Edward, and he's not going home. So I'm guessing he's hoping that maybe he can be part of this turtle fight.
Yeah, it's very important for XP laners to be part of that turtle fight, but in the mid lane, look at the aggression. Ogwen
getting a little risky there as he goes right into the face of Blacklist International. So here you go. Turtle's going to be for the taking, and now it's just going to go in the hands of BREN. But meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Ohem not going to do the kill, but first a blood off camera in the mid lane. Turtle secured by BREN Esports.
Master Ogwen taking the L there, but at least buying BREN Esports that first turtle, that's good to scale. But I'm wondering what happened off camera. That would have been very important. I'm guessing Ogwen was just putting up a boundary. He was covering the base for BREN to take that turtle, and so far, no conversion just yet. Close call, though, for Big J.
And honestly, in the gold lane, you can't blame the cameraman at that point. So much action cross-map in the turtle, in the gold lane. If it's just something for BREN Esports to get that turtle, they do have a very, very slight gold lead here. Doesn't matter for now, but this might just be a start of them taking more objectives. You know, momentum is a thing.
Here's the thing, if these pickoffs continue and 1-to-1 scale, that's my V going down. It's Blacklist who's gonna essentially reap the benefits, because they're the ones who want to put money on Haji. They're the ones who want to put money on Oheb, and we know for sure, historically it's been proven, they don't mind defending inside base. So they can turn around in a snap.
Yeah, and look at this. Just a lot of farming, but he's going to be in a 2v1 situation, in which case he's just going to escape.
Yeah, saved by the flicker here, getting a little extra gold for BREN here on the bottom side of the map, so they're going to be happy with that. Ogwin still looking for a pick, but Oheb constantly, but hold on. Wise now goes down. Kyle Teasy finding another one, looking for Edward. Can they get the kill? Haji joining the party here, takes quite a bit of damage. The 1-2 punch from Kyle Teasy has to be respected.
Goes for the sprint. If he did not, Kyle Teasy would have had him. And here's the thing, Kyle Teasy's not letting go.
Nah, he's just showing the intimidation factor here.
Face.
There it is, right? But get a little extra gold. Now he's still going to go in, Haji. There's going to be the real-world manipulation. Haji's going to take quite a bit of damage, but still alive for now. But a turret does get taken down for BLACKLIST International as they find the one in the bottom lane.
I don't know if you could call that fancy feat, because he literally just stood outside of vision. He's like, okay, I'm not moving, I'm safe here. And now, the turtle, no real-world manipulation available for BREN Esports, which gives BLACKLIST International priority over this objective.
Not just that, in that whole sequence in mid, TL1, Oheb here, pushed that bottom lane, gold lane turret. And that's the thing is, again, I told you, if these little pickoffs happen continuously throughout the game, yes, BREN Esports has a 500 gold lead right now, 5 minutes in, it'll eventually benefit BLACKLIST.
And you know, there's not a lot of teams who could actually hold on to a great early game against BLACKLIST International. We're talking about a BREN Esports, a fallen kingdom, now rising to what they could be in the future. A very important game here for BREN Esports, with the turtle spawning a few seconds from now. Half a minute.
Yeah, I think, again, you know, you want to actually fight this one. You want to contest this one with both teams having a turtle in their favor here, and that's exactly what we're going to see. Meanwhile, XP Laner still on the top side, nothing committing just yet. A lot of pokes and push and pulls here from both teams. You can already see them, right? So Turtle's still quite a bit of ways here, 1 minute. Meanwhile, top side is the 1v1 up there. So right now, they're just calming down. And you can see, pretty much looking for the setup there around that pit.
Masterful auto alarm bomb placement by OA Venus. That's the reason why BLACKLIST members are not afraid of that river bush.
Oh,
the Queen survives only for a second more, but Big J drops the BMI. So back to how BLACKLIST kept that mid lane turret, right? How they kept that river bush. Again, auto alarm bombs, and the fact that they have so much range. They're only really afraid of one thing, not even the Void Crystal, it's the Iron Hook, and they can time it. They can time it, so they know that, all right, Iron Hook's not there yet. Fight breaking down, though.
They're going to look for a start here. Look at Kyle Teasy making his way in the back. He is going to be in that bush, and let's see if he pops up. Okay. He lives for now, right? But this could have been a bad news bears for BLACKLIST International. You see all these members of BREN focusing on this bottom side. They do have to be careful, though, because they don't have that turret anymore. Turtle's now coming up in a few seconds, so let's see how they play around this. Look at the damage already coming out from Oheb.
The Filipino sniper just saying to everybody that you do not give me this pickup. And it forces Big J to go back to base, and BLACKLIST International are going to start this turtle.
Here we go. Turtle going to be less than half health. Secured easily by Wise. BREN showing a little bit of hesitation here. They're going to back off for now, unless they can find a hook. This is the downside of having that Franco. You're relying completely on that hook to land to start something. And already, once again, both teams at a stalemate in the mid lane.
Yeah, and Ogwin still warming up on those hooks. Yet to land a very big one in this game, 7 minutes in. But you know, we did talk about it earlier. It all depends on that one big play, that one big hook that might change the entire course of the game. And it might just be this play.
Yeah, here comes the conceal Ogwin. He knows, stutter stepping, looking for the hook. Not going to be able to get it, but they do get the turret. For now, Ogwin's still going for it, but Edward's not going to let that happen.
He's always at least a few meters off. And here's the thing, you can miss about 99% of your hooks, but the one that wins you the game, people will forget.
Okay, Edward's gonna get locked down here. Electro final blow committed, and he finally goes down. But look at the cross-map play as BLACKLIST International also finds the tier 2 turret in the bottom side of the map. Kyle TZ waiting patiently. They're gonna line up here. Nothing able to connect just yet. So here we go once again. Cross-map plays for both teams.
Great exchange coming in from BREN ESPORTS and BLACKLIST International. Though BLACKLIST did get more turrets in that entire exchange, that's great for them considering that 35 seconds from now, the Lord will be closer to where the pressure is at.
So far, they played the long con. They understood. But here's what's interesting. Here's where BREN ESPORTS, you have to commend them. They've held on to mid for so long. They're so good at keeping this up. And we really haven't seen a full 5-on-5 quite yet. But that's the thing. That also goes well for BLACKLIST International. They have Haji, who is slowly building up. Would be lovely to see the items here about 10 seconds away from the Lord.
Oh no, this is going to be a big fight for the first Lord of the game. In terms of early game advantage, can we expect BREN ESPORTS to actually secure this? Because BLACKLIST International, they're already positioning themselves towards this big Lord.
Yeah, they're gonna have to play this one very carefully. There's the flicker in with the Bloody Hunt as they find Oheb, but the time journey comes out. There's the one that falls. 2 fall for BREN, and they're looking for another one. Killing spree for Kyle TZ though, as they turn it around. Wise has fallen. BLACKLIST International still gonna focus on the Lord here, but Kyle TZ is up with the retribution. They've got to be careful for now. They do reset it, they back off. So BLACKLIST International knows to be safe.
Two things that BREN ESPORTS did not see come in. Number one, BLACKLIST knew that they were also coming in. So the fact that as soon as the real world manipulation came up, the answer, time's journey. No one's staying in this dead zone. And number two, they also made the right call. Would have been Kyle TZ's all for his taken if BLACKLIST forced it. So yeah, again, Oh My Venus was there. They knew that this was not the right timing. Wise was not around, no retribution. That's fine. Let's look at the items though. Wise is building completely tanky. We're looking at a Radiant Armor coming up and then the Accursed Helm. For BREN ESPORTS, what's Jome up to? Big J already has a THS. Picked up the Wind of Nature and the Golden Staff going up against Oheb. Oh, Oheb was just all firepower.
Yeah. I mean, that's the Filipino sniper for you. You build a lot of damage, you build a lot of armor penetration. That Renner will hurt a lot. It will literally burn your face. Damn, look at that damage.
Big damn.
That's big damn, baby, right there, right? Jome's got to respect that, got to be careful here. Wise going to give the go signal again on the Lord here. Let's see if they actually want to commit to this one. Items already looking pretty good for both teams. And as you can see, the Lord's going to be melted here. There you go. They get the stuns off. The Bloody Hunt's going to be popped. Edward takes quite a bit of damage himself. Blazing duet from Jome. Looking for a kill here. No one falls, though, as both teams come out alive on all across the board.
Beautiful Electo final blow from Edward to draw the line.
I'm pretty sure as a Benedetta main, that wowed you.
You know it's real, Leo.
Yeah.
Me looking at that play, I'm gonna copy that once I'm home.
Yeah, pick up your jaw, it's still on the floor.
Yes, sir.
Talking about conversions, BLACKLIST International leaving Lord to the bottom, doing their best to synchronize top, but they know that Pandora could answer back. He is off camera. They're looking to take at least an inhibitor. That's what this looks like from them. That's what they seem to be planning to do because it's Edward cutting in mid. They're letting top go. Wow, how did they synchronize that wave up top?
So many rabbits, so many bunnies down bottom lane. And this may be a big siege here for BLACKLIST International. Noak's landing, look at this!
You can already see the power of this Savior pick as they have to defend against their base. They should be fine here, but they lose a little space. This is exactly what happens when you have Haji on this Savior. Anytime you're looking for an initiation for BREN ESPORTS, it's completely stopped by Haji's Mystic Fields.
You know, what I'm thinking about is how is BREN ESPORTS still in the gold lead despite BLACKLIST International doing this amount of damage?
So far, what I'm seeing is BREN ESPORTS. Hey, we'll talk about it later.
There's the Bloody Hunt, and they find Oheb, exactly who they wanted to get, but also Owen goes down. Blazing duet, not gonna get anybody here. So it's a 1-for-1 so far, and now BREN ESPORTS still working down the mid lane here. Kyle TZ want to take this buff away here. You can also see Pandora rotating up top, wants to get another turret for the team. Wise holding on to that purple buff.
That's a trade I'll take any day. Ogwin for Oheb, yes please. But now wondering as to how BREN ESPORTS still has a gold lead. Number one, BLACKLIST are so slow. That Lord fight into that push in the bottom and top, that was a long con game. And BREN eSports are doing so well to make sure that Jome doesn't die. A lot of it is funneled into him. I believe a majority of the gold is funneled onto him, and he's always in waves. He's using that BMI to use that mobility to get rotational speed. He hasn't really been part of too many team fights, so that means they're rubber banding. They're actually holding on. They're waiting for something big, and they're always trading. Despite the map lead, BREN eSports are still leading in kills.
Yeah, BREN eSports banking on Big J, Jome in the gold lane. Still, as you said, Leo, no deaths on this Claude. And if there's also one hero that could change the entire course of this game, we know blazing duets, just making things change.
Oh my goodness, but that is also some big damn coming out from BLACKLIST International, as Oheb just deleted Oakwin. And now Edward gonna be the focus here. Big J takes a little bit too much damage, has to back off. He's gonna be fine just now, recalls back to base, but now Lord for the taking for BLACKLIST International.
It's easy for BLACKLIST to take this. Again, you're looking at a Balmond that not only has a retribution, but as well that lethal counter. BREN eSports, the only time that they can actually take a major objective here in the face of BLACKLIST is if they wipe them out or close to it. Maybe 3 or 4 kills on board, and you have to make sure that one of them is the Balmond. That's how tough it is for BREN eSports right now, and that's what's explaining the shrinking gold lead. They're down to what, just 500 away, and so far, Big J has been hesitant the past couple of times that these two teams have met, even in a 5v5.
Yeah, they need to find that big moment for Big J. Jome has to be in the center of everything, and Ogwin has to start landing those hooks. A lot of things has to happen for BREN eSports.
And here's the thing. Not just Big J, we're also waiting for Kyle TZ and Pandora to find that perfect interception. In that last team fight, about a minute ago, that would have been perfect for them if not only Ogwin fell first. So if Ogwin is still alive, and then these two fighters can shred through maybe 1 or 2 members of BLACKLIST, then maybe BREN is back in this.
Well, here we go. Base cracked open here on the bottom side with that charge from the Lord. Now they're going to be focusing on the mid lane. BREN still has to take care of the Lord here. Real world manipulation does come down, but the time journey to counter it, they're going to be happy with that. BREN still holding on to this mid turret. So far, so good for BREN.
That is the power of defense for BREN eSports. They do have a lot of wave clear coming in from Few, and they also have a lot of threat coming in from Ogwin. But you know, the Time's Journey really denies a lot of those threats, and that has been the big example.
Oh, Ogwin finding a target here. The Queen does fall. Big J goes in with a blazing duel, but he gets deleted. Not respecting the damage coming out from Oheb. So it's a 1-for-1 here. BREN still trying to hold on.
Perfection. He clicked the Wind of Nature at the right time, and that's what left Big J with his jaw agape. He's just, now what? The BMI was a little too late.
Yeah.
He got hit too soon.
And you know, Wind of Nature, perfect timing. He also swapped to Wesker while tanking a lot of the Wind of Nature immunity damage, and this shotgun the hell out of Big J Jome, and now another mid lane siege.
Edward going in with the electro final blow, trying to cut the wave here too. It's BREN eSports still holding on to this tier 3 turret, but look at the damage once again. Oh, the dawning light, the follow-up. It is the immortality, but that is an immortality down for BREN eSports.
The Filipino sniper sharing his sniping abilities to the machine, Haji.
They've been spending a little bit too much time together. That's what happens when you're world champions. But the thing is, Pandora's life just flashed before his eyes, and this just shows you how close to the threshold of victory BLACKLIST is. They know that they've trapped BREN eSports in their own base, and that kind of dulls the blade for BREN here. How scary is it for a Franco to know exactly where you are?
Oh, my Venus was trapped inside a real world manipulation, but that was an obvious miscomm. Ogwin was on the top side, and the rest of his team was looking on the other end. What is happening here?
Yeah, they're down some crucial ultimates here for this next Lord. Not sure if they actually want to commit to this. Look at the poke potential already coming out from BLACKLIST International. Just with those bunnies alone here and the Mystic Field. So Y's going to continue to work on the Lord. Ogwin just tanking a bunch of damage. A Dawning Light's going to pop the immortality again. Pandora has no choice but to go in. But it's a double kill for Oheb as he finds another one. Haji to follow up. Now Edward on the chase here. Few and Kyle TZ running back to base. No fall for BLACKLIST International. They grab a Lord and BREN on a full defense once again.
Ogwen may have forced it. His positioning was already off, and it all came crashing down. This is what's scary. Again, we talked about it before the match even started. BLACKLIST are so good at the punish, and now Few brings out a reactive and a defensive real-world manipulation.
5 seconds here in Ogwen. This might just be endgame once the minions crash in.
Yeah, here we go once again. Kyle TZ, Few, and Ogwen able to defend. Let's see if they can do it by the full force of BLACKLIST as they clear the lane, they clear the minions. Mega kill over to Oheb. Ogwen with a last ditch goes in the double kill again. Can they actually defend this? Ogwen started it all, followed by Big J with the blazing duet, and they're still defending. Oheb in the mid, pops the wind of nature, but gets taken down with the triple kill coming out from Few.
Ogwen redemption. He knew Oheb with the Wesker will end the game in 3 shots with the Wesker. Immediately flickers in, eats up the Filipino sniper with the Bloody Hunt to deny them from ending this game.
It's crazy because I said before it only takes one hook to change games, and now sometimes it can be that Bloody Hunt as well. So Edward, last-ditch effort to defend this mid-turret. BREN needs to get this tier 1 turret out of here.
Yeah, they're not out of the woods just yet. They still have to buy a lot of the map back. We're about 2 minutes away from the Evolved Lord. That's what it's called when you get past the 18-minute mark. And they're going to start stealing things away from BLACKLIST. They're going to shrink this gold lead. And here's the thing. So far, BLACKLIST has already hit their power spike. You see how painful the Dawning Light is. But for BREN Esports, for them to actually get back on board, they have to find the right angles. And yes, they punished BLACKLIST for staying a little too close inside the base. And they have to watch out for one more thing. Not just Haji, not just Oheb. Is this correct? Are we looking at Omai being the second most damage dealt in this game? Merely and clearly from those auto alarm bombs.
Rome Diggy is the answer. 75k damage? Are you insane?
I mean,
no, that's Omai Venus.
That is, there's some deadly bunnies across the land of Dawn. You can say that much, right? So that's something that BREN Esports has obviously had to deal with the entirety of this game. I mean, we're at the 20-minute mark now. So this next Lord, as you mentioned, is going to be huge. We can already see BREN Esports trying to open up more parts of the map if they can. They're looking for a setup. There is the conceal as they find Edward. Immortality can be popped. Dawning Light trying to help out, but they get Edward off the map on the bottom side.
This is crucial, Leo. 50 seconds and Edward.
I was about to say, this was in vain. The fact that you're trying to kill the one hero from BLACKLIST International that is the hardest to kill given the Electro Final Blow, given the Eye for an Eye. But the thing is, BREN Esports timed it so well, they did it past the 20-minute mark. And now, as you mentioned, there's about half a minute before Edward is even part of this. 4v5! BREN Esports has priority over the Lord!
It's just going to be massive for the former M2 World Champions. It's already a big win for BREN Esports to deny them from ending the game. And now they have to steal away the Lord, the Evolved Lord in Ogwen. He's zoning them out.
Here we go. Lord, actually, there's going to be quite a bit of damage. Immortality already going to be popped from Ogwen.
Pandora!
Here comes Pandora from the backside with the blazing duet, forcing him back. Edward's still down. Lord going to be less than half health here. Who's going to be able to secure this one as BREN Esports secures the Lord? But at what cost? Pandora flickers out here. Oheb grabbing another kill with the Dawning Light combo. Job, you have nowhere to run as Haji finds another kill. 3 down for BREN. They do have the Lord, but is it enough to defend?
It's a 5v2.
Lord's coming in 10 seconds. 21:45. They just have to hold on. Clear the minion waves in mid. There's a wave down bottom. Protect up top. And no! The Lord went the other way!
The Lord went the other way. This is going to be crucial. This might just be the end game.
Here we go. BLACKLIST International taking the last turret here. Pandora and the left. Few goes down. And that's going to be it. BLACKLIST International taking game number 1. Either throwing their own version of the game at Blacklist International, forcing them to react, and that's kind of what we're seeing here.
Yeah, and this is just the nature of this competition. Sometimes you're at the top of the world, and sometimes you find yourself rebuilding and rising. This is the life of the mid laner, Captain Few right now. Let's enter the draft. Blacklist International on the blue side, BREN Esports on the red side, a Fanny ban. BREN Esports, what could they ban against Blacklist this time around?
Who knows? The Valentina is probably going to be a fair miss as well, right? Again, red side
I'd be
here.
so surprised.
It's the same so far.
There we go, another one. Ling coming out here.
It's the same so far. If BREN Esports is going to go in the same trend here, mimic Game 1's draft, here now they can make the adjustments. They are doing the same thing exactly. Valentina and Faramis, Fanny and Ling. If this is going to be 1-1 and Akai, and then Blacklist gets their hands on Beatrix, which again is already the risk you run if you're playing against a Filipino sniper, they can still make the adjustments. Don't go Eve Paquito. That's it. Like, just trade out for like Julian something.
Yeah.
And hopefully a lot of the BREN Esports players share that Julian hero just so you could keep it as a flex pick. Sometimes it's great in the mid lane, sometimes it's great in the jungle, and if you have like players that could share that hero, it keeps the other team from thinking that this will definitely go there.
Yeah, and here we go, just a couple seconds away. We're going to see the last ban.
Oh, there's the Paquito ban.
Yep, there's the Paquito.
I want to see the Diggy ban.
Yeah.
It's got to happen.
Yeah, I mean, Hack of Venus is definitely not going to happen this time around, but taking out that Diggy at least would give BREN Esports the power of having the trigger finger, because they did pull a lot of triggers. In game number 1, it was just the Queen saying, no, you're not going to pull that trigger.
Not
I mean,
so
here's a rabbit.
And not, yeah, here, literally, here's a rabbit of death, because you saw the damage done from the Queen, right? Sitting at second, I believe it was.
Yep.
And that is just so much damage on a hero that you don't expect that type of damage to come out from.
Imagine having 75k damage by late game and 76 on Haji playing a hero made to deal damage. That's just insane. But as you said, Leo, you're the Queen. You're Oh My Venus.
You can do anything you want. So can Blacklist just pull it here? Can they just go Beatrix and then do it all again?
Let's see, because now that the Paquito is banned, actually the 1-1 is open. That's bigger. Now that the 1-1 is open, that gold lane is definitely going to be a point of contention.
I'm guessing it can go into the hands of BREN if Blacklist picks up the Beatrix here.
I feel like, again, you could just go with the Beatrix. I mean, they're just messing with us here. They're just, this is just a little show, a little showmanship.
They're messing with S.
Wait.
Yeah.
If they lock this in, Naisu, what happens? What happens?
I will. See, it's not. That's not a voice from Moskov.
You're right. You know what? They're just teasing us a little bit. You know, that's Blacklist, okay?
Yep. So again, they can go. I'm afraid that they're gonna go Eve again.
You know, at this point, 1-1 is open.
1-1 Eve.
1-1 Eve. I mean, if you got
I would like 1-1 Farsa. I would actually
early.
like.
Not so
I
early.
mean, if you had a Farsa on his hands, I like that more than the Eve, because the Eve is nowadays shut down so quickly.
Exactly. So it's 1-1X.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it to be the Eve. Eve is too soon. It's too early.
Yeah, and you know, you could always just shut down your brain and get the Selena, go man mode instinct on, and show the world
1-1
that,
Diggy.
you know what? Let's use our brains here and put on the thinking cap. We have a Diggy, and they also have an Eve. Leo, how do you feel about this?
I'm okay. I can't feel so bad about it. I'm not going to give them too much on it. If they make it work, then yes, by all means, but they're hovering here. One of the best answers to the Eve, and if it's going to go into the hands of the Queen, best believe they're going to find Few every single time.
And it's been a while since we saw the Mathilda Airlines coming in from the Queen
It's gonna take
herself.
off.
It's going to take off, you know? And with this Mathilda, you could also bring back other power picks, such as the Barretts. We've seen it the first hand from Blacklist International. The Barretts and the Mathilda.
Yeah, not only that, too, you still have, okay, I was going to say, for Edward, you could take the Esmeralda, but he is actually feeling really good with the Benedetta.
It doesn't even, you know, I just have to say that the Benedetta pick is never a good pick. It's just a safe
It's like playing
pick.
on hard mode.
It's like playing on hard mode, except for the fact that you don't have any bad matchups. As long as you know how to play around your matchup, you're eventually going to win that lane. That's just how it is if you're a Benedetta.
And I love how this is a hero that you know for sure is going into Edward's hands, and Blacklist doesn't care. This is the hero he single-handedly won the MVP for Season 7 with, their first MPL Championship season. And with that much history behind this hero who, I'm not sure, I don't recall, did she get a buff?
She
or
did.
a scaling?
She did.
Her skills scale a little better now.
And not just scale a little bit better, but also deal more base damage.
There it is.
So it's a lot of actual damage buffs in Benedetta. That's why whenever I see the Benedetta, I'm afraid that the Phobius might just be there.
I think, see, here's the thing about what BREN does pretty much every matchup. All their drafts are relatively different, right, for the most part.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I feel like they try to fit different structures, but sometimes they pull things off, sometimes they don't. Now with what they have here on the first phase, I think this will work better so far with what their first phase was previous game. But again, how is this all going to play out?
Thesis statement, not even showing what their 4 and 5 picks are. What BREN Esports is doing is they're going for an anti-Ube strat. Because if these two teams meet, just pretending that the last 2 picks for both sides are placeholders, BREN Esports would be better off with a 5v5. That's what they want. Everybody in or close to the real-world manipulation, the Diggy forcing the issue, and then the Phobius punishing anyone who would dare go away. So that's what's going to happen. That is BREN Esports' winning image. For Blast International, again, these are signature picks. This is clearly Ube strat down to the core.
Yeah, and you don't even have to think that much because they've mastered this. When it's already instinct. When shot calling turns into instinct, that's what makes it lethal. That's what makes Ube actually Ube. That's why other teams can't copy it, the sheer mastery of that strategy.
Yeah, and looking at the bans, the reason why they took out the Hayabusa is because they understand, they know the fact that maybe for a majority of this game, 10, 12 minutes, we are going to be split up. So get rid of every single chance that BREN might pick us off. And as well, BREN Esports bans out the Esmeralda. It's clear answers, the Diggy, the Phobius, and the Eve. And they all have shields.
And you know, the color of Ube is purple, and the enemy has a lot of purple rain out there. The Eve, the Phobius. It's gonna be so funny to have that very purple picture of a team fight where the real world manipulation there is the Phobius go bang, bang, bang with the demonic force.
How is it? What does it sound?
Bang, bang, bang. And it's just a bang away from having Mobile Legends bang, bang.
I love it. You know what? This brings me back to a little quote that I picked up from the hit film Kung Fu Panda 2 from the year 2011. How do you beat a weapon that is made to stop? How do you stop a weapon that is meant to stop Kung Fu with Kung Fu?
How?
You pick purple heroes, the color of Ube.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, at this point, the thesis statement is this. When it turns into instinct, it's really hard to fight it because whatever counter you may think of, you gotta be faster. You gotta be smarter. And right now, they're gonna take another demon, not Thamus. It's going to be Bauman. And as you said, Leo, a lot of AoE damage and a lot of disengage from BREN Esports this time around to counter the Ube.
Yeah, and I think, again, I would have actually liked to see the Thamus because you guys were all talking about Kung Fu Panda, and we could have seen, you know, that new skin come out again.
General Kai.
Exactly.
General Kai.
Doesn't come out this
Give
time.
him
They
the
get
name.
the Ballman. General Kai. Here we go. And also, BLACKLIST International hovering over this Farsa pick.
Are you kidding me right now? This feels like a Season 7 game,
And
bro.
a Uranus.
This feels like a Season 7 game. Oh, wait. This is insane, bro. If they lock in the Uranus, you specifically said earlier that it's going to be way weird to see Weiss on the Benedetta?
Weiss on the Benedetta. It's still possible.
Wait a minute. Maybe it's a jungle Uranus. Because that's possible, too.
That's also not out of the question, yes.
What do you think?
I don't think that's going to happen.
But here's the thing. If it's a jungle Uranus, why not just go jungle Barats or jungle Baksha?
Because you want a floating alien with Mathilda.
The floating alien with Matilda.
Yes.
No, there's no
You call
reason.
that instead of the circling eagle, you call it the UFO.
No!
You call it the UFO.
Okay, but if it does happen, then by all means,
If that
I am
happens-
open to be wowed.
If that happens, I will literally call, there goes the UFO!
The UFO
Turn the
combo.
UFO.
I will
Just
support
so
it
rhymes,
if
you
it
know?
happens.
And now they're gonna spin to win this game. They have the Diggy with the Time's Journey. That spins. You have Balmond. That spins. And you have Claude. He spins too.
You have circles and you have squares.
Yes.
We're back to the shapes once again. This is
Wow.
reminiscent of a previous season where we constantly saw Eve
Squid
and
Game.
Farsa, the Squid Game.
Man.
Okay, all right.
Sorry,
all right.
now you gotta analyze all of that stuff now. You know,
There's no analysis for it.
50% flavor.
Up until we find out who exactly is playing what.
Yes.
Because again, that Benedetta and Uranus being in the same lineup for Blacklist really throws us off, and it's so hard to determine exactly what's going to happen, but it's still clear nothing changed for BREN Esports. Their winning image are these big clumped up fights, and I was hoping for some burst. After that Balmond pickup, they needed burst really, and I'm guessing they're going all in. It's going to be on the Claude, and it's going to be on the Phobius, but the Eve is pretty good mid-game. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see who will get those heroes. And as you said, Leo, it's a big surprise. It's Wise on the Benedetta.
Surprise.
It's a surprise.
Not even the UFO. I'm just happy it's not the UFO.
Well, the UFO can still happen.
The UFO can still happen. But I hate to say it, but it's the biggest, as you said, Leo, surprise.
Well, jumping into the game now, right?
Yes.
Because we, again, focusing on exactly what's going on here, right? Wise and Kyle TZ, this is the typical Demon Slayer matchups we're seeing between the two jungles. They're going to want to focus on those objectives. This is exactly what BREN wants to do with their lineup.
And entering this early game, there's not a lot of big aggressive plays just yet, but it's mostly Few and Haji just dodging a lot of their skills. This is the nature of the mid lane right now. We haven't seen this for long, you know?
But here's the thing, right? Kyle TZ, happy to just take his own jungle, and yet it's going to be very hard to contest against a Balmond. I'm loving how Blacklist approached this. Now it's making sense. If you'll recall, Awomi, if you will recall, in MSC, there were utility jungle Benedettas.
True. And a lot of those utility jungle Benedettas would build a lot of tank items, which means the buffs don't even matter that much.
It's not out of the question. This is down Wise's backyard. This is his hero.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing to see, honestly, and just the mix-up in the jungles that we've seen so far up to week 2, it's actually refreshing, right? So already, you can see them getting set up here in about 10 seconds. That turtle is going to come up. Both teams, like I said, running a very objective-based here jungles. They're going to want to focus on that Kyle TZ in the mid lane. Going to be focused down here a little bit. They are crashing down.
TZ.
Come back. Should be able to get away, but oh no, Edward gets the go. Under the turret he goes, grabbing the first blood.
And that's the power of the Uranus pickup. You kind of just leave lane, you regen everything. First blood plus the first turtle of the game going to the hands of Blacklist International.
Oh, the circling eagle right on a Big J. There it is. And okay, they disengage for now, but I think actually instead of seeing the UFO, we're just going to see two birds flying around everywhere.
It's true.
Again, the winning image for BREN Esports, they want to have them all clump up, and it's not going to happen. They won't allow it underneath the turret.
Oh, Few actually able to survive that now. The Queen in trouble here as Kyle TZ is going to focus down. Does use the lethal counter, but gets the kill as well. Few able to dodge, bob and weave out of that feathered airstrike. So far, 1-1 across the board here.
Haji's not even on their side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, everybody is everywhere all at once. And I do believe Weiss stole that away.
Oh, man.
He did. He did. And he did it with Retribution.
Yeah, and still, that is a buff stolen away from a Balmond, which is very rare, by the way.
Yeah, and already, I mean, just take note. At the top side, that was a kill, 1 versus 2. Oheb grabbing the kill up himself. I mean, we've had pretty much the entire of the game, Ogwin up there, just kind of protecting Big J. So this is what we're going to see. I mean, again, this is why you first pick the Beatrix if you're Blacklist International. And now on the top side, they're going to crash down on Ogwin once again. Wise goes in. Look at the teamwork from Blacklist International.
4 people.
How do you stop the Ube? Your plan was to split it up, and by minute 1, they go ahead and do it.
And that's just mastery. Coming in from Blacklist International, it doesn't matter when the Ube arrives. At some point in time in Season 7, Season 8, we always ask for when is it Ube time? And the answer is any time.
That's a secret. It's always
It's
Ube time.
always Ube time.
I mean, look at this. They're all over the place here, right? Blacklist International focusing on this purple buff. That's exactly, look, there's 4 people here just to fend off Edward for that buff. And I mean, Kyle TZ, yes, he did get it, but now they're going to be working on the turtle here with Wise now joining the party. Half health on the Turtle. Both gold laners still on the top side. They're going to force Pandora back here, and that's going to be a Turtle in the hands of a BLACKLIST International. Meanwhile, Pandora, demonic force going to be popped, but it's way too much damage coming out from Haji as they find another kill.
They're not stopping here. They're still gonna steal away that orange buff, and Wise is already 2 levels ahead. Can he escape?
There you go. The Squid Game on the Land of Dawn here. Blazing Duet gonna be popped. Wise could be in trouble here. Not able to get the kill though. Wise surviving.
Utility Benedetta, and I'm loving it. Here's the reason why BLACKLIST was able to go Ube time in under the first 2 minutes, even before the first turtle, right? All of their heroes, save for Oheb, require almost no farm. Look at this, they can all clump up, they can all go for kills, they can all go for objectives, and they would not be punished for the fact that they're sharing those resources. And the fact that they're leaving Oheb to farm up, and the fact that a lot of them are super duper independent, even Wise included, even Wise, allows them to ube even before BREN is allowed to capitalize on their winning image. It's never going to happen for BREN at this point because BLACKLIST, even 6 minutes under 6 minutes, are up about 4K.
Yeah, and you know, when you think about it, the roaming capability of BLACKLIST International in this game is just too much, and you can even see them doing TikTok plays.
Oh man, now Wise is he gonna commit to this? I mean, it is a bad situation to be in. Turret still holding on here. There you go, Oheb looking for that key moment that he's known for. Oh, he does get it, but it's off cam.
It's
so we saw it. We already knew that was gonna happen, so the cam switched to mid lane.
It was inevitable.
It was inevitable, but you know, the cameraman teased us for like 3 seconds and left us edged there for that moment.
Sometimes you just have to let it happen and assume it did. Again, he was rocking the Wesker. He just rolled in, blasted the little owl man, and just took him out.
Oh, they're not done yet as they assault here in the mid lane. And we're going behind the turret, gonna push them back. Tier 1 turret's gonna get destroyed here. Oheb grabbing that one, and now Turtle for the taking for BLACKLIST International.
What is happening here?
Is it just me, or did Edward pop the sprint prematurely, and that's why he was running so quick in circles around the mid? That's what happened, and I'm guessing there was half a call to say, let's force this, but eventually they just tried to buy more of the map. If anything, the only real dead lane that BLACKLIST dare not touch is this bottom lane, but I expect that they will soon push that lane and force the issue so that they are open for this Lord. Let's check out the items here. 6K, Oheb is sitting at against, oh no, Big J, down 2! Down 2K!
Man, that is a tough situation to be in here.
That's an understatement.
Especially when you're rolling this quad with the Avarice. I mean, you're struggling for gold. You're literally choked out at this point. So now we can see BREN, you know, they wanted to counter the Ube. Now they have to stay together here as Wise goes in full force. Doesn't get the purple buff though, so again, this is just them controlling this side of the jungle. Wise might be given the go signal here. Edward there to back him up. Rest of the team now on the bottom side of the map. They want to get another turret here in the bottom lane.
I mean, how fast can you go? You already have the wings by wings, and you get pulled by the guiding wind. It's like the actual bird combo, you know? That's wing by wing, a circling eagle. That's everything you need if you're a bird.
Yes. And I mean, all you have to do is just find these moments between those two alone. And here we go in the bottom lane. Haji gonna get focused on, but Oheb once again, big damage. But he is gonna get returned here. He gets a kill before finally getting taken out by Big J as he finally gets a kill himself. And now Kyle, TZ, and Joan working on Edward, but Edward should be fine here. Jones still going to be working on him.
Can he actually?
I don't know if he can actually commit to that, so he backs off for now.
That is insane damage coming in from Oheb. The Wesker has been the choice for a lot of Beatrix users. The moment you go into melee mode against that Beatrix, you gotta watch out for that ultimate because he chunks you for 70% of your HP. You're dead, boy, you're dead.
Yeah, I'm expecting a small swing back in the gold, and that's what you're seeing here now, folks. About 300, 400 BREN eSports bought back because of shutting down Oheb. He has been deathless for majority of this 9-minute game. So now it's up to BLACKLIST to, again, force the issue, push the advantage. They have clear priority on this Lord, and look at how Edward is just buying time and space. He's just cutting this lane, taking this turret, and forcing BREN eSports to answer.
Yeah, General Galar, we miss you. This is something that we used to see from Onyx BLACKLIST, but right now...
Oh my goodness! Haji goes combo to find Ogwin, and he's having a bad time on this little owl. And here we go. BLACKLIST International in a perfect position to take the Lord as they do. And now BREN on the run here. That is the circling eagle, but they just back off. Meanwhile, on the top side, Edward still doing his thing here on the Uranus.
Fundamentally, on the map, what Edward did was he isolated one member of BREN Esports, asked them, if you're gonna send one here, you are going to, if you don't send one here, you're gonna lose this turret. That's an inhibitor. If you don't and you let me, then you're still gonna lose that because we're about 7K ahead. Did you see what OHEB was doing? Kiel1 was literally chunking away at that Lord. He could have taken the Lord himself.
And the Renner landing on the perfect target. No time's journey available for that Lord fight. In fact, BREN Esports surrendered that. And look at the objectives for BREN Esports. They haven't touched a turret in this game.
Yeah, that is a tough situation to be in. Wise goes in mid-turret here. They're trying to hold on. Demonic Force being popped. They're going to force BLACKLIST International back. Haji takes quite a bit of damage.
Oh, no!
The Queen does fall here. They're looking for another one as they find Haji as well. That's going to be the double kill for Big J Jome. So right now, BREN in a good position as they find some life in this game.
Good news, bad news. BREN Esports, nobody died in that defense. Also, it's actually just good news, good news. They put the kills on the right person. It's all on Big J Jome. And now with that being said, he has the wind of nature. He can at least put up a fight against Kiel1, against OHEB. And next time, I believe he's building up into more damage, which should be dangerous to the two heroes that actually died, Oh My Venus and Haji. I wouldn't even consider going up against Wise or Edward yet.
Yeah, and you know, when you're a Claude this farmed up in this phase of the game, BREN Esports, they're putting their faith into Big J Jome to make a big play and perhaps extend this series to a three-game affair.
Yeah, they definitely need to, right? But as you guys put it, they put the gold where they needed to, but still, Jome's behind in terms of just gold against OHEB, so he needs still more time here. We're only at the 12-minute mark, right? So as they get prepared here, they need to continue to farm up. That next Lord comes up in about 45 seconds. They're going to continue to defend their base here. Look at the feather and airstrike burst just coming out from Haji as BREN Esports still trying to hold on here, but OHEB finding another big burst of damage as Ogwin goes down once again, and now they lose the turret in the mid lane. BREN Esports trying to do their best to defend this one on the top side. Wise goes in with a final blow, and right now, BREN Esports still able to defend.
They're gonna reset that for the next Lord of the game. The first Luminous Lord, 20 seconds from now. Another great snipe from the Filipino sniper himself.
One way that BREN could actually come back from this is to not even consider contesting this Lord. The firepower from BLACKLIST International is way too up there. That is a huge box, by the way, as Midnight and Wolf would put it. That box that BLACKLIST can put up, it's not even something that few can contest. So, by Kyle TZ going in like this, they could be punished really hard.
Kyle TZ trying to get a retribution off, but that's not going to happen here as he backs up. The final blow comes in. Wise goes back, though. The time journey able to save Kyle TZ. Edward still pushing them back here, so they're going to refocus on the Lord. Meanwhile, the rest of the crew up here on the top side. Pandora tanking quite a bit of damage here, holding them off, though. That's going to be the Lord secured by BLACKLIST International. And now BREN once again on the defense.
Perfect divide for BLACKLIST International. 2 take the Lord, 3 hold them at bay. And as you said, Naisu, this is another big defense for BREN Esports.
There's about 15 seconds before this Luminous Lord comes in, which will swing into this base. But look, the chase down.
Jome popping the Blazing Duet, gets the Wind of Nature out of OHEB, but here comes the counter as they're forced to back, and there you go, as the combo comes, Pandora goes in with a Demonic Force, giving the go signal here. Jome recalls, has to go back. They have to handle the Lord, now marching down the middle lane.
Oh man, we thought it was the Edward Benedetta, but this time it's a surprise Benedetta Wise.
It's what they needed exactly, and here they have to defend very, very perfectly. They don't have the ults!
BREN Esports has to take out this Lord. They're going to lose the turret in the top side, holding on with everything they have. Feathered Airstrike on Owen, and he's combo deleted off the map once again by OHEB. And now BLACKLIST International looking at the game here. Jome comes in with a Blaze to it. But look at that, the double kill for OHEB, and another fall for BREN as it's 2 left to defend their base, while a full force of agents are there, and they gonna sweep the series.
Wow. You could hear the agents in the crowd rejoicing. 5-6.